Yo, 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 yo. Happy New Year, everybody. I apologize for us to being a little bit late. It was totally my fault. I was spacing. I was
Uh,
knee deep into a spreadsheet here. And yeah, Happy New Year, Marshall. How are we doing over there in the nation's capital?
Happy New Year. All is well here on the Eastern Front, as far as I know. Kind of quiet and kind of warm. How's that bomb cyclone working out there?
Yeah, it's the cats were up all night. They don't like it at all. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, no, it's been raining here for mostly through Christmas. So it's been an interesting December for sure.
Oh,
So
I'll bet.
it,
Well, hey, you
it's
needed that water, just not all at once, probably.
yeah, we did need the water. It's interesting, fascinating to see, and now they had to open all of these. Not all of them, but some of these big dams here in California had to be open because um, it was just it's filled up already. It's the Folsom Dam, which is about half an hour from here,
Mhm.
was filled to the brim. So they had to open up the whole thing dramatically to figure that out. So that's pretty crazy, to be honest with you. So yep, so that's it. Talking a little bit about we're starting off the new year with a little bit of a boo boo, which is fine, but which is completely my fault. But I wanted to start talking a little bit about the Southwest situation and what's been said out there in the last few weeks. Did you see any of this coming?
No. Yeah, I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not a big Southwest flyer. It doesn't mean I don't fly them when I need to, but I I can't say that I did see it coming. But I just speaking as an airline guy, ex-airline guy for myself, I've known that they have had IT issues in the background or challenges that
Right.
dated IT, if you will. Of course, all airline IT is a little dated, but theirs might have been extra dated.
Yeah, I think that we know what we know so far. That what I knew so far before this happened, and I fly. Since Southwest has a 56% market share where I live,
Yeah.
I obviously fly them quite a bit more so than for the shorter flight. I pretty much almost exclusively fly with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's um, um, it's um, 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 it really was what I heard and what I've been told from people that work at Southwest is that they were having problems hiring enough people to come back to work, meaning mostly pilots were needed to be retrained. They gave a lot of packages for people to retire early. As you know, some of these packages are highly lucrative. I mean, you were a pilot yourself. You didn't get to that level, but
Yeah.
for Southwest, we're talking, a captain's salary, 350, 400,000 a year isn't uncommon when you have super seniority. So a lot of people, late 50s. I mean, if I was late 50 and I had a 401k that was flowing over and I have a pension that's pretty much that salary and for the rest of my life, hell, I'd be living on a cruise ship for the rest of my life for sure. So a lot of people got packages during the pandemic, and it created a big problem for them. And they have still planes on the ground, and they're not operating at full speed.
Sure.
For January, February, obviously the lowest, by far the lowest volume of time in the year. When you the lowest season of the year is the beginning of the year, right?
Oh, sure.
So now they don't have so much issues with that. To be honest with you, I keep up on all this stuff. I don't keep up on the technology in the back end.
Right.
But I mean, the Southwest staff for me, it does what it needs to do. You cancel the flights, you upgrade to now. It's also also an innovation
Right.
that you can purchase an upgrade to A1 through 15 if it's available. You don't have to go to a machine or a dude. You can just do it on your phone, and you can do it up to 24 hours in advance.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's 24 hours or the day before or the day or whatever. It's some parameters there, but I've done it several times on my phone. So Southwest doesn't have the intricacy of an upgrade list or that kind of stuff, right? So it's not the same, doesn't need the same functionalities for an airline with seating, for with upgrades and things like that.
Certainly.
But obviously, reading a lot, and I take this thing. I actually reposted on my personal Facebook page about the situation, something that was posted by somebody that's been working there for a long time, and it seems like it's their scheduling and crew system that's the problem.
Right.
And that's not something that you as a passenger will, it's not the biggest tech company in the world. I mean, the internet's unusable on any Southwest flight. I've never gotten it to work. And if you get it to work, it's like really slow and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. To me, it feels like this one came out of nowhere, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sort of got lost in the noise after it had gotten started. Everybody had a bad day just before Christmas Eve because of the bad weather. I think that kicked things off, and then when Southwest IT system went south, their crew scheduling system, which I'd never heard of this thing where and I'm only basing this on what I read in the papers, is it assumes the crew moved ahead to the next place. It doesn't automatically know where they are. It just assumes such. And if there's a change, it has to be manually input. And when things go south, as far south as they did, and you have to make thousands of those manual inputs, they just lost control of their operation and did the only thing they probably could do, which was slim pickings out the bottom of the B-52 and Dr. Strangelove, and ride it all the way to the ground and start over.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm looking at this NPR article I'm reading here, like I have as a so the epic failure, and I think we can call it that. 2,500 flights a day for multiple days. That's out of control. It must have cost them hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's going to be hundreds of millions, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also they made an exception. They're not as cooperative when it comes to rebooking and giving you refunds and all. Not refunds, but it's not the most flexible airline when something goes wrong in regards to compensation and stuff like that. But I mean, the emails I've seen that's gone off. There were some friends that were displaced, and they've been saying any reasonable rebooking, they'll take care of. So if you want to buy a ticket on American or United or whoever to get to where you need to get to and send them the bill, as long as it's reasonable. I don't know what the definition of reasonable is. But
that's going to be interesting. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, and also I saw, all these, especially American just had no shame in the situation and were gloating about it. I saw this post on Instagram that was posted. We're helping displaced people, and we're helping the people. And I was looking up for a friend that had a flight that was canceled between here, Sacramento, and LA, which is a 57-minute flight, and normal price is $39 or $49. I fly all the time on Southwest.
Yeah.
And American wanted $1,800 for economy class. So it's like, they're really helping out the little guy over there. So
they may have manually intervened in the end. I know Delta put something out about capping fares in Southwest markets, if I'm not mistaken. When the algorithm takes over, that kind of thing's going to happen when there's that much demand.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem was that there was no way the passenger could. What they did, they zeroed out every flights for 3 days, right? Yeah. And so you can't rebook to anything. You can't even rebook to, if I was here in Sacramento and I could drive to Oakland or to SFO or to San Jose or whatever, which is 1.5 to 3 hours from here. I couldn't do it because everything was wiped out, the whole portal. So, what are we thinking about for? Do you think that Pete Buttigieg has a big mouth, or do you think he's actually going to do something about all this?
I got to tread lightly on what the department may or may not do, and how they're going to accomplish it. because there's already talk of hearings on the Hill and all kinds of good stuff going on in Washington. But I guess we got to get a speaker elected first before a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, that's so there won't be any hearings for a while.
Yeah, we'll see. There's the Senate side's business as usual, I think.
Right.
But we'll see what happens.
I think that Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation, has he's got a little spunk. He's about 50 years younger than the youngest other senator that's out there, or anybody who works in politics in Washington, and has been pretty. I mean, we are kind of the only country in the world that kind of doesn't have. Not the country in the world, but like in the Western world that doesn't have some sort of system to protect the consumers. And I think that this is going to, well, hello.
Hello, Kitty.
What are you doing there? So a little Huckleberry, he was under the bed for a long time. He was not happy with the weather for sure. So,
I'll bet.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I do think there's going to be legislation. I absolutely think it's going to be legislation about it. I hope that it does, that there is some sort of penalty, because Southwest has made money for in every year in their existence, and a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars. So if this was, I'm not speaking. I'm good with Southwest. Every airline has a meltdown. You remember that MD-80 American grounded all their MD-80s back in 2008.
I do.
Holy smokes, that was more than 2,500 flights that were canceled every day. So every airline has a meltdown. So I specifically, but I do think that if the airlines if they're going to take things seriously, there has to be major fines. That's the only way it'll improve.
Money talks, and I think something will come out of this too. I really do.
Right. So we got Frank on her. Frank is here commenting, and he says they gave me $350 plus my refund for the flight. Wow, that's a reason. Frank, did you get to where you needed to be? Hopefully. He was able to get to where he needed to be for the holidays. And Happy New Year to Renee as well.
Absolutely.
Rudy and I are going to be in LA for the Travel and Adventure Show there. Maybe you'll come out and we'll buy you dinner. And we got Brian Geller too. Well, Happy New Year to you. And I wish I had been flying. He had to drive from San Diego to Vegas, is what Frank said. So it's not a bad drive. I mean, it's fun. It could have been worse. You could have been going to Oklahoma City. So kind of wish that I've been flying. Brian is saying it was so I could have liquidated 2,000 of my American Airlines gift card at Southwest expense. Yeah, I don't know how. They say reasonable. What is reasonable? I guess that's all relative.
We will see what comes out of that. And we had this discussion, or I had this discussion with somebody else. Or I'm like, hey, reasonable may be renting a car and it's $400. Not reasonable may be buying a new Cadillac and sending Southwest the receipt.
Right.
It's hard to say.
It is hard to say for sure. All right. So, but I hope that we get some sort of like the EU 261 rules would be phenomenal to get something for sure. That would be a thing, I think. And I don't know. You don't want to say anything about that, but
you got nothing to add.
No, you got nothing to add. That's good. So this is a tragic story. I wanted to talk about it because the comment feel here kind of. This is from Matthew Clint, our friend Matthew Clint's story. It's a tragic story. For those of you who haven't picked up on it, it was a bizarre, bizarre story that happened over the holiday. So this couple here, the guy, the girl in the story. It's so tragic. The guy. Long story short, they were at the Yale Club in New York, and with their two kids, one which was an infant and one which was 5 years old. 5 months and 2 years old. And they were at the Yale Club, which is a kind of if you're alumni at Yale, Harvard has the same thing in New York. You are able to stay. They have hotel rooms inside of the club that you can rent and stay at when you are there. And this couple were in New York. They decided to in the evening to go out and have dinner right next door to the club and have 2 cameras in the room monitoring the kids. The husband on the left here tragically had a heart attack and died. And she went to obviously had a heart attack, and not an old guy. And he passed away from the heart attack, and she was at the hospital with him, with her husband. They called her mom and other friends and family to go pick up the kids. And the parents came, and the parents, the Yale club called the cops and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to do it." So now she was arrested. The widow was arrested for leaving her kids in the room. And it's obviously I was thinking twice about talking about this subject. I feel like it's a tragic thing that it happened, but what is the etiquette, and what do you think when you hear the story about leaving 2 kids at 2 and 0 years old in your hotel room when you go out to dinner?
I'm going to tread very carefully here because Sonny the cat doesn't count the same as the 2 kids here, probably.
Right.
It sounds a little out there, just hearing about it, but I was not familiar with this story. I'm just now seeing it. But having scrolled through here, it sounds like the mom was perhaps half Swedish. Am I getting that correct?
I don't know, but she's a Washington Post producer. And he works for ABC. He used to work the 37. Wow, who passes away from a heart attack at 37. Yeah. We better get our asses on that treadmill, dude.
Yeah, if you tell me about it. It seems young to me to leave kids like that, but it's hard for me to have an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, so Matthew Clint wrote about it. It's a long comment field. If you want to check it out, you can do that.
Oh, I'm scrolling through now, and they're quite.
Yeah, it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah. And it's at a hotel. You could I see where they're coming from, right? And he says the same thing. He has 2 small kids, and he likes to go out to dinner. What can I tell you? And Matthew Clint says that he defends the couple, and they have 2 cameras in the room. The mom was watching on her iPhone the entire time, and they were at a restaurant around the block, and she could have gotten back there in minutes to the hotel if something happens. And the kids were asleep. It was late at night, or not late at night, but be after bedtime and stuff. It's just, and that she was arrested. I don't know. That seems to me kind of crazy. But the hotel didn't do anything wrong, right?
Yeah.
They followed the law. They called the police. The police came. They arrested her and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's a very tragic story.
It is a tragic story, no doubt. But that's, like I say, that seems a little young to me. But to leave alone in a hotel, even if you are next door. But obviously they weren't. With the camera eyes on, I guess I tacitly get it. I probably wouldn't have done it, but I'm sorry for everybody, the whole family.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, I think I don't, like I said, I don't have an opinion either about the thing, but I feel like it was pretty harsh. Is the only thing I have to say about that. But over to lighter stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the new year and all the accounts that we have. All of our accounts now says 0 again. Not all of them. American gives you a couple more months to not fly them and register more points on.
I'm flying them next month.
You are.
Yes.
Congratulations. I don't have any flights with them. But let's talk a little bit about that. Let's start out with hotel status and stuff. So this is the apocalypse, the Marriott apocalypse has started with the various variable no awards chart type of stuff right now. And that has already kind of started to show up as being a reality. I haven't had time. I was going to do a little audit this morning, but it went sideways pretty quickly after I planted my 2 feet onto the planet. So I didn't have time to look it up, but I looked a little bit yesterday about the award chart. So I think that what I wanted to do for the next 5 minutes is to take a little look at that. And we also saw that. So there. What we talked about earlier, I think like August, September, both of us kind of agreed that, yes, you have the post-COVID travel. It's people are using their points. They're taking some time off. Finally, they're able to travel. And so it was expensive at a handful of destinations like Hawaii and Mexico and California, and SoCal and all of those touristy places around there. Been very, very busy, but I think we both agreed that it didn't look good for the winter, and that turns out to be right. So according to Mark Ross Smith over at our close and dear friend Mark Ross Smith over at statusmatch.com, there's a big cliff now of people who are losing their status after the end of the year. And everybody was going to go hardcore and say, this is the end of it. And this is the end of the line of the freebies. Marriott, there was no soft landing anymore. Hyatt wasn't doing anything. And IHG then all of a sudden IHG came back with a big status match that you could just kind of sign up and get their status. You didn't have to show anything. And I did it just just for the hell of it. I think, I don't know if I've lost it yet, but I have it with the ambassador status. Anyways, I have platinum, but they gave me the diamond one. But I think I'm foreseeing, and now Marriott is coming out saying, hey, by the way, we're still going to not, you get soft landing. So if you had whatever level you had last year, you get the lower level now. So if you were ambassador last year, you get titanium this year. If you were titanium last year, you get on with platinum, and et cetera, et cetera. So soft landing is what that's called. So I guess it's going to be a rough winter. We went straight from a pandemic with a little break and spending a ton of money into a recession. And I think that to me, it feels like that's real. That's what's happening right now.
It's certainly, I see that coming too. I knew Christmas was going to be busy. The holidays were. There was a lot of pent up demand. February, end of January, February are always pretty light for travel. It may be extra light this year.
Right. No, I completely agree with you, and I feel like we're not this. There's going to be deals. We've only seen a little piece of it so far, right? Yeah. But I wanted to see if we can share the screen and look a little bit about what impacts the Marriott stuff. You got to put your obstacles on.
I do. I'm a man of a certain age now, Tom.
Yeah, we're the same age. I'm a year younger than you are. Let's see. And I know I know Melinda in the other room, she's probably laughing because I should also wear glasses. But for me, it's like far away. I don't want to get glasses because all of a sudden there'll be so much traffic on the road. So let's see. Here we go. Here is the Marriott Bonvoy website. Let's see. We're gonna look for miles and points.
Prepare for sticker shock.
Find a hotel first, so we can decide on where we should go. What kind? We use points and awards. Let's go to Hawaii, and we'll go, say, for a few days in February. We're doing 2 adults, and we are searching with points. Haven't seen much of analysis out there just yet. Yeah, that's Marriott IT for you right there. Searching for miles and points, and there you go. That is what the hell? So it's probably not available. Is that the story, or
I don't know? Click on view rates and see if anything comes up on this.
Let's see. View rates. Where is that?
Yeah, but pick a hotel and click
Oh,
view
okay.
rate.
So $299 for the lay low. Wow, that is special. The Royal Hawaiian. Let's see.
I'm just curious if it will displace. There we go.
Yes. So 163,000 points for the Royal Hawaiian. How many days did I? That was so. It's 3 nights, and it is 163,000, which kind of isn't so bad, is it? But it's in Honolulu. It's in the Lulu.
Well, that was kind of. It's not so terrible.
No, that's not terrible at all. That's pretty decent. It's too bad that they don't show it here, though. It's let's see, Moana Surfrider. That's the old West. They are still at Westin. Really nice with upgrades there. I've been very happy with that. It's kind of a nice place. Here we go. So the Bunyan Deluxe Room, which is in the middle of. So that's more crazy. Customized payment. Is this like where you can just do point? Yeah, here you go. So 326. Yeah, this is not a good deal. 66,000 points a night. I guess it's a good thing that everything is available, right? Should we say that? But this hotel is more. As you can see, that they obviously haven't done the changes or completed it yet, because $312 there, and the Royal Hawaiian is $436, and that was less points.
Well, let's check the courtyard out. That it's $661 a night there.
The courtyard, the one for 167.
No, scroll down a little bit. There was one pricing at 600 and some a night, right there.
Courtyard Maui. Airport. That's the one that's right by the airport.
Let's just look at that.
Yeah, so that's oh shit, that's the wrong one. Customized payments, the one I'm looking for. 62,000 a night. I guess all of a sudden everything's available. It doesn't make any sense though. It's not based on revenue at all.
No.
Let's go to the most desirable ones. What's going on here? Point savers.
Point saver. Wow.
You don't even know what the hell. I don't even know how to compute that in my head. What the hell's going on here? That's a nice hotel. 1,200 a night.
It's great that the other properties you had to click on it to see the points value, but this there we go.
It's a point saver.
That's
a sweet though, but still, holy smokes. Let's see. No, so it doesn't. So redemption with a points upgrade. So if you pay 30, so if you pay 1,500, or hang on, if you pay 1,200 a night or 1,300 a night almost, plus 243,000 points, you could get your giddy up going.
Wow.
So here's regular rooms. Okay, so regular room, deluxe ocean view. I mean, this obviously this is. I guess the deluxe ocean view is definitely not it's definitely not the base room, right?
No, keep scrolling. There was something for 10 grand a little further down. What? Oh, the 2-bedroom residential suite. Oh no, that's 6,400.
There you go.
Oh, 10,800.
Yeah.
2 million points.
Yeah. And for the regular room, where was the deluxe ocean view? That's also, you still have to clunk down $750. So I guess it has to do with the fact that it's not available, and so they're doing it for like super gouging. So this is interesting. It's finally the Hapuna Beach and the Mauna Kea, still high price, but at least it's coming down, somewhat.
Sure.
Great hotels, both of them, especially the Mauna Kea is a great location for snorkeling. Partial ocean view, 212,000, and I think that's just about the same level it was before, to be honest with you. Well, we're not going to Hawaii then, that's for damn sure, but we're going to Hawaii, but not then. Let's see here. We can get back. See, it's let's see. It is 212,000. customized payment. So it's 69,074. So it's variable, but they've had this before. So I guess that is the switchover coming a little later.
Hard to say. I
don't
haven't.
know.
But I noticed they didn't put a cash rate on the customized payments for this one.
But it's Marriott IT. That's how that goes. So let's see. Because that was a plain redemption. That was a redemption. Yeah. So that actually isn't so bad for that hotel. Let's see. Let's go over to Europe and see what we got going on in Venice, and see how that goes. This is the last one we're going to check. Let's see here. Gritty Palace. That's always a winner at $1,500 a night. Let us see. Points. There we go. And it is 110 and 120,000 per night.
Eesh.
And that's a view of the alley. Let me tell you. And all of the Sestiera suite and the Serenissima suite and the Heritage suite, all of these, they don't have a view. None of them.
The pictures don't make them look that fabulous either.
It's old. It's what kind of place that is, right? So I think that I didn't get any comments here today. We got a couple dozen people watching, but I think that this tells me that they haven't done the switchover just yet. That's what I'm talking about here. So, but let's talk a little bit about what we can expect for this year. Will you need to stay at Marriott, or anybody? Will you need to stay the full nights in order to get your status for 2024? What do you think? You think they're going to come up with offers?
They know what their advanced bookings are. It depends. If things are looking like they could slow down as much as they are going into January and February, I could envision offers.
Yeah. So what happened last year was there was a lot of people who were targeted for double nights at Marriott. So that was that. Hyatt had, if they did it in conjunction with their business credit card, which is an offer that I did. So all of a sudden I ended up with a ton of nights because they gave you double. Every stay was double for from September until the end of the year. And I had a decent amount of travel. So I actually ended up way above what I was supposed to have. A little bit amateurish of me because of the very amateurish of me to not to. I had a lot of spend in December that should have posted it. That posted in December that should have posted this year, but that's okay. And the other IHG, they invited everybody to become top tier there in about 20 minutes. And Hilton is, so easy regardless. You sign up for a credit card or you have it, the Amex, you have the gold at least, the breakfast card. So I predict that something similar will happen here, but I think it'll be more aggressive. I think that we're going to see double stays or things like that happening throughout.
It'll be interesting to see it unfold. I suspect I'll be spending some time at Marriott's this year on work trips, just because I'm 30 nights away from lifetime platinum.
From Marriott.
Assuming I get back to platinum. And
I mean,
they make that a little easy now, so I may have to.
Yeah, so you get one business credit card, and then you pay for that Bonvoy Brilliant or whatever the hell it's called, the one that's $600-700, and then that's the end of it. That's 40 nights right off the bat.
And I think I'm going to knock that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. I personally, I got lifetime titanium from my SPG day, so I had platinum with them, and when they created that new status level titanium, they did it. But I mean, Marriott is such a mess right now when it comes to domestic. more so than any other chain. I mean, that you can blame, the COVID thing is way too. That is so passe that it's just not.
I think we've ridden the COVID thing or they've ridden the COVID thing as long as they should. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's still happening. I mean,
I know
what we're saying here. It's very hard to find staff. Nobody's coming back to work. Yeah, because everybody's hanging on to they're living the high life off of that $1,200 they got twice from the government, which is like half my mortgage.
I got suspicions about that too, but
right. Yeah, no. So I honestly, I think that obviously, it's a domestic thing. It's not an international thing. I was I've traveled extensively in the last 6 months. I was in Austria right before Christmas. I was in Norway. I was in Germany. I was in the UK. I was in Switzerland. All of these places, everything is normal. Breakfast is normal. Lounges are open. Everything is the way that it's supposed to be. There, I got where the hell was that? Where I had turn down service. I almost fell on my ass. I haven't had turn down service since Trump was president. That was the last time I had turn down service. Or is he still president?
No. Who knows?
I mean, we're not going to go there. So I feel like that's. Perhaps. Yeah, I think that the only normal U.S. stay that I've had we were at the Alila. What is it? How do you say it?
I don't know.
Alila. In Napa Valley, what used to be the luxury collection, the Las Alcobas there, which is now the Alila Napa Valley, Alila or whatever it's called. We were there for a quick stop right before Christmas and had a nice stay there ish. They're doing some renovations and some stuff, but your rooms are still gorgeous. There's absolutely no wear there at all, and it's $1,000 a night type of property, and we were able to find a Hyatt Sabre there for redemption. And they did not only did they fix everything up properly. There was, wine as a welcome gift. There was a card, and Melinda had finked on me and told him it was my birthday the week before. So that there was another bottle of wine for that. So one for globalists, and mini bar is there, full breakfast with there, and they did they put slippers on the ground. They did a really nice turn down service and all that stuff. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, Marriott status, I'm not going, I don't have to, I'll stay at the Marriott when it makes sense, but
sure.
With the changes, the points are going to get worth less, and I'm not going out of my way to stay at a Marriott this year. I mean, you have a reason to.
I'm going to knock out the lifetime platinum thing just to have in my pocket, and then,
right.
It makes sense. So I'll stay.
What about Hyatt? Did you make globalist?
No, didn't have enough. I'm merely an explorist.
I thought you were on your way to get that. You were staying at a few Hyatts.
I was, and it just so happened my last few trips of the year, I just couldn't stay at a Hyatt. They couldn't find frankly, couldn't find a room. They were full. Wow. Last couple of times to San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, so are you going to go for it this year?
Probably not this year. I think I'm going to put that on the plan for 24.
You're going to put the pin back in the grenade on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's. What about IHG? What are you doing there? I know you're a big Kimpton.
This will be my first year as a non-inner circle in about 6 years, I believe. And there's a particular business need that had made it easy for me to stay at Kimpton's, and which no longer exists. And so it's not going to work out. So I won't. That's it for me, I believe, at IHG.
Right. Yeah, I renewed the Ambassador. I will renew the Ambassador. I actually didn't buy it last year. I put them on my my shit list because I think they handled the pandemic very poorly. Mm-hmm. So I had a stay booked at Melinda and I were going for a weekend in Monterey at the Intercontinental down on the pier there. Very nice,
All right.
walkable things, and easy to get to Carmel if you want to have some of the food at the good restaurants there and stuff. I used my voucher, my ambassador voucher, and it's a paid membership, right? So you pay $200 a year, you get very decent benefits for the $200 a year. So they and our booking was there, and we didn't cancel the booking. They canceled it for us because because in May of 2020 they were closed. They closed down the whole hotel for May of 2020 and for many months of 2020. So it was canceled. I got the voucher back. They extended my renewal date for ambassador was in June, and in June they kicked the can down the road. They gave you another 6 months of your memberships they gave you until November. They gave for me, but they nuked the voucher. So the $200 voucher is like, literally can you rebook me to a later date? No, the hotel is closed. We don't know when it's going to open again. And so I literally lost the voucher. So I penalized them for a couple of times, but I decided to go. It's just, I have some intercontinental stays. You always get a suite. Sure. You get a food and beverage credit for everyone. You get the free night for a weekend stay night if you book 2 nights, which is great. So I'm going to go back to that. And that automatically comes with platinum status with IHG.
Yeah. No, it's worth looking at. I'd think about it. I just don't think my stay patterns this year are going to make it work for me.
No, you only need to have one intercontinental stay for it or any IHG, to be honest with you. Because they kind of like in the system when they see that you're ambassador, they treat you like they're royalty. It's like you do realize that those guys who are diamonds stayed 60 nights or whatever it is, and I paid $200 and I got a free night for $400 for that $200. Right, so it's kind of crazy with that, but
I just looked. IHG's IT has not caught up with me yet, so I'm still inner circle for now. But I'm sure it will reset at some point this month.
Right. So, and Hilton is gold with the Amex card. For some reason, I have no idea why. I just was awarded diamond status with Hilton. We haven't had an event, as you know, in DC at the Hilton there, the Capitol Hilton. Nice guy. Somebody think that I might have gotten it because of that. It says we're updating your Hilton points tracker or honor tier tracker. Please check back later. Are they going to kick me out or not?
Oh, maybe not.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's diamond and gold. The difference between the two, when most of my hotel stays are domestic. Actually, they're not. They're like 50-50. The difference is, the Hilton stays I had this year. If I were to look in my, we're going to stay up at and we're going to Whistler. We're staying at the Hilton there for a trip up in March. But if I were to go through, did you stay at any Hiltons last year?
I don't think I stayed at a single Hilton in 22.
But you have the gold status through American Express.
I do with the Amex Platinum.
Right. Okay, so here's my transaction. Here are my transactions for last year. I stayed at the Oceana, Santa Monica, which was booked through FHR. Used my $200 credit. Was a $650 hotel stay minus the $200. I added my diamond number and they took it, so that was nice. But no benefits of any kind. Breakfast was included for everybody, I think, or were there? I don't remember what it was, but anyways, it wasn't anything significant. Then I went to Dallas at the Hilton Garden Inn. They gave me a deluxe room with a sofa bed. Fair enough. I was there for the show. I kind of liked that hotel. And they gave me a voucher for the breakfast, and it was horrible. So I had said, Jamie, he went out and got breakfast somewhere else, like something else. And that was the end of that. I stayed at the Hilton Garden Inn in Napa with my brother was in one room, and I was in the other. I stayed at the Hilton, and the Hilton Garden Inn is in Napa is just, you get free breakfast, right? That's the story. Which is the same thing for gold. So there's no point of having diamonds. Hilton London Gatwick Airport. Yeah, they gave me access to the club lounge, which was closed when I got there. But I kind of liked that hotel, and they gave you also full breakfast in the restaurant, which was great. And then also in the evening, the club lounge wasn't open. They had at the bar you could go and drink for 2 hours, which is crazy good. Then I stayed at the Hilton O'Hare for meetings I had in November. I stayed at the one in Rosemont, the one next to I was going to meet an associate at we were having dinner at was it Capitol Grill or was it, no, the other one, Morton's, right next door. Okay. Convenient. I got 2 bottles of water and an $18 food and beverage credit, which is the story with that. And at the Hilton Garden Inn, London Heathrow, the one connected to Terminal 2 and 3, which actually was a really nice hotel. I liked it a lot, and it was 1 minute and 35 seconds to walk from the lobby to you are inside of the terminal. So very, very convenient. Cost me about $50 more than the one that's you got to hop on the train and you got to do all sorts of things. I wasn't feeling it.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, no kidding. So I was there. They gave me 2 bottles of water and a room on a high floor, and that was the end of that. And they offered me breakfast, of course. I left before breakfast started. So that's the end of it. That's my Hilton stuff, and that's not enough, more close to being enough for getting Diamond. But it says pending. So it says previous tier is gold, which is the one I got with the American Express Platinum card. Everybody that has the Amex Platinum gets that, and then Diamond now. Diamond worth it for Hilton. What do you think?
If you have to stay there enough to earn Diamond, congratulations. I don't think it's worth going out of your way to get.
Yeah, I think that Hilton is having had Diamond through all of these stays. It wasn't anything that was different to me than the stays that I had with before I became Diamond when I was going.
Yeah, I had it several years ago for a couple of years. I don't think I ever got anything out of it. Maybe a better room at a Conrad in Miami or something like that.
The Conrad. All right, let's move over to airlines. So, where did you end up with airline status last year?
Airline status, I will be, I'm lifetime gold with American. And that is the only status I have anymore.
Wait, did you fly a ton on United to San Francisco?
I think I fell shy. I'm just a little shy of keeping that. And the contract to San Francisco switched to Alaska.
Ooh, well, that should give you some gigs with the.
So and I don't mind Alaska so much. I like Alaska, but I've credited my Alaska stuff to American most recently.
So you're gonna put it on Advantage, or are you gonna put it on Alaska?
Advantage. I'll credit to American. It's living 15 minutes from DCA, you're gonna freaking fly American. That's just the way it is. And
my condolences.
Yeah, I know, but so far so good. I haven't had a chance to check out the new Admirals Club yet, but I'll get that in 20-some days. So
you got to be an admiral to get in there, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I am an admiral.
You are an admiral. Good for you. Not so you're paying money to be a member of that club.
I've got the Citibank thing, yeah.
I am very pleased to say I can't show it to anybody here, but because I got all my stuff in here, and somebody will cancel all my Southwest tickets. Got companion pass.
Okay, good for you.
Until 3/4 of 23.
Okay.
So, didn't get the status. Customer service adjustment. I don't know what the hell that means, but why would I get?
They extended them for the all the problems the other week. I think they extended everybody.
Well, this was you had to take 2 flights to get this one. As I think it was open for residents of California. I think it was. They usually have that every once in a while. Keep your companion pass. Fly 100 flights. Or I don't think anybody in their right mind has taken 100 flights in a year on Southwest. That's a lot of time in economy. Unless you're flying like to Burbank from here or something like that. And 135,000 points now. So
Yeah.
you think it's worth jumping through the hoops and getting a ton of Southwest cards to get the companion pass?
For you?
No, not for me. I'm not. That's
Okay. If you're going to fly them, I think it is worth it. I think it's the best deal in all of frequent flyer land myself, as long as the IT is working. I do.
Yeah. Well, we're going to use it a little bit for a couple months. I think we're going to take some shock trips to Hawaii or something like that. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll have to see what the time allows. But, it didn't hurt. For me, I don't have more lifetime. I'm almost gold. If I were to focus a year on American, I would be gold for life. But I am executive platinum through the end of February or March.
Right.
They're doing that special thing this year, and they're also you have time now also to still earn, right?
Yep.
Status.
Is it the end of February earning?
I think I think it was even longer than that because of the switch over to the. Let me log on and see here. So Americans, airlines, yes, go to your account. Still executive platinum, which and let's talk about how we got to there, right?
Yeah.
That was because I had Hyatt Globalist and they offered it for free. I said, when I moved here, there was no point of me flying American. I decided to become a free agent in 2016. Sure. And I decided to decided to just go free agent. And I kind of the best, I have lifetime platinum status on United. So I have 2 million miler with them. And that's kind of the story. That also gives Melinda status, the same status as me for every year. So that's great for both of us if we have to travel alone and that kind of stuff. But American, I have, let's see here, qualify by February 28th of 2023. You're right. And it has, I have 25,620 loyalty points. You need 30,000 loyalty points to get Advantage Gold. And I have, let me see what kind of account summary, recent view all my activity. I didn't fly a lot with them last year. I just did not. I flew, let's see, I flew Chicago to Toronto. It was $79 because they compete with, what are they called again? They compete with Porter. Porter is low cost from Midway to Toronto. So I flew that. And I think I paid for first. I think it was like $129 or something like that. I flew, and then I flew back from Toronto to DFW. And for DFW to, let me see, hang on for a sec here. DFW to Sacramento. There we go. Loyalty points, 1,408 and 1,639. So 3,047 loyalty points. I don't think the ticket was that expensive. I think it was like $300. But that's right, because you get 11, whatever it is. So that was my 2 flights in. And then I flew from San Diego to Lihue in July, one way on Alaska. We were in the front row. I just bought those seats. We sat next to a little old lady who was very, very tiny, so it worked out great. And that was my other flight. And that is July. Hang on. Let me see if I can do the whole year, because I want to just make sure that everybody knows how pathetic I am when it comes to American. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That technically that doesn't count though, because that was on Alaska, right? And then I flew. Let us see here. Redemption. I flew from London Heathrow on BA. Why did that register there? That's fine, in business class. And then I flew from Copenhagen to, no, I did not. I didn't fly that. Oh, it was a redemption that was redeposited. I flew DFW to SAC, a one-way. That was 3 hours delayed, by the way. So that was in April, that one-way there. London Heathrow was, so the London Heathrow doesn't count. So I flew one American flight. I flew from DFW to SAC, from the travel show. I flew from Toronto to DFW to here, and I flew from Toronto from Chicago to. So I've had a grand total of 4 flights on American Airlines last year. Do you think I should go for get those extra loyalty points there?
What's that, Tommy? I didn't hear you.
Should I go for the loyalty points there for to get up from 25,000 to should I go for that? What do you think? So I have 25,620. Gold is 30,000. Is there any flight minimum required for that, or?
No, it's whatever you can earn loyalty points on. I don't think there is a flight minimum required for it. You're not, for some reason, I thought you had lifetime AA status too, but
no, I'm close. I only need to fly them for 1 year in order to get them.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. When it comes, it comes. It's
semi-useful.
Right. So for my plan for this year is, I don't have a plan. I don't care what I end up as. Like, I'm going to take advantage of the Southwest thing. I'm going to fly wherever the sun takes me, or wherever the plane takes me. I just, honestly, for me, focus is nonstop and convenience of time and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go after status this year. Zero. I'm not going to do anything. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I'm going to get what comes organically. I did get, I'd said I'm lifetime gold, and I am, but I am platinum right now because of it. I guess it was a Hyatt promo. So,
okay. Well, I don't think you have to fly really that much to keep that platinum, though.
Yeah, I've got to earn 20-some thousand loyalty points between now and the end of March, which is probably achievable. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it.
Platinum is a decent status. Gets you into the first class lounge when you've traveled internationally.
Absolutely, and and it got me into. So when I flew Alaska the other day to San Francisco, I got the whatever they call their main cabin extra.
Main cabin. Oh yeah, the premium class.
Premium.
They call it.
Got me that. Class. It got me in the exit road advance. Yeah, it even got me a flight attendant greeting on the way out. The flight attendant came out. Are you Marshall? Yes. Thank you for being a One World, whatever is it, Sapphire at the platinum status. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
That is special. You must feel very, very proud of yourself.
I really was.
Right. Yeah, so here is kind of, if I were to say, let me share, I was thinking I have to buy a ticket back from Chicago to here for the Travel and Adventure Show next weekend. And I was looking on American, and they usually have 2 flights a day coming here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the story, my friend. They don't have nonstops from the capital of California to Chicago. They're gone, both of them. So 7:10 from Chicago to DFW, connecting to a DFW to Smurf that gets in at 12:14 a.m. Always a winner to wake up the cats in the middle of the night. You know what? I'm not going to do it.
I know you aren't.
I'm not doing it. No way. I'm going to fly on the nonstop American in the afternoon. No, hang on for a sec. Look at this.
Where's there one?
That flight that's 368 total travel time, nonstop. Zippo. They don't have. Price, low to high. Here we go. Okay. So you go from BNA. Where the hell is that?
Nashville.
Okay. I don't know. So
The
it's
double connect. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
I'm
And that's for
guessing
basic
you'll be on
economy
United.
also. You have to be one special moron to buy a ticket that takes 15 hours and 54 minutes to save from 401 to 368, and also basic economy, no less.
Oh, big time.
Now you won't see me. I'm not going for it. I'm going to leave it alone. Well, I'll give everybody an update of how that goes in a little bit. But yeah, coming up on the hour here, so I think that's we should call it a day, so we can go. You can put the potatoes on, and I could get back to work.
I got to get to cooking.
Gotta get to cooking. Well, it's always beautiful to see you, my friend. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
by the way, since I have you on the phone here, are you going to be in DC the first weekend of February?
If that is the 3rd, I will not
Yep.
be.
No.
If that's the 3rd of February, I won't be here.
Where are you going?
Tampa.
Well, you're going to hang out with your in-laws instead of your buddy here. I don't know, man.
How long are you going to be here?
I probably Friday to Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't booked anything yet. I probably should, because I fumbled on this ticket to Chicago.
We're leaving Friday at noon, and we'll be back Monday at around 2 or 3.
If I come in on Thursday, I'll stop by.
Yeah,
We'll have
if we can connect.
Sandwich. Well, actually,
Absolutely.
by the way, speaking of, I tried the keto bread, or keto, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
Keto.
keto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy from the Pink Panther movies. Keto.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't think you've seen those. The guy
I have not.
You haven't seen the Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers?
Nope.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm that guy.
Anyway, so and now you have to. So what I was gonna, so I bought some bread at Costco, because we were talking about the carb stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it had, this isn't a New Year's resolution for me. I am forced to make some changes. So I went and got that bread. Have you ever had it before, like the keto bread?
I don't think I don't believe I have. I could imagine it tasting like cardboard or something. But
if I send it to you in 2 weeks, I think it'll have the same consistency for sure. I can actually guarantee that.
okay.
It was pretty darn horrible. Even Melinda, who's like, she eats only mostly just vegetables and healthy stuff. That was probably, how about this? Nobody eats as much bread as I do. I mean, I like our friend Joe Cortez. He said he always rates the bread basket when we go to restaurants, and he rated one in New York, and Rudy said to him, what the hell happened to all the bread? I said, I ate it. I said, what? He said, why'd you do that for? We're here, all of us. He said, I like bread. That bread, the keto bread or keto or whatever the hell it's called, it made me decide not to have bread. I would rather not eat that, to be honest.
Rather have lettuce.
I would rather have lettuce. I would rather have broccoli. How about that?
Oh, wow. Hey,
Thanks.
I even like broccoli, so that's okay.
No, you don't do that. Nobody does that. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks for dialing in, Marshall. I'll try to come in on Thursday so we can have dinner.
Let's try.
Thanks, everybody, for dialing in. Happy New Year. And we will see you guys in a couple of weeks from now, when we're going to do a repeat of an hour of bullshit with Tommy and Marshall. Coming back to you then, or better known as the Miles and Points Report. And I think that's a good conclusion. What do you think?
I think that's spot on.
Beautiful. Enjoy our week,
See ya.
everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you out there.